First of all, I would like to greet His Excellency, Mr. Hans-Gert Poitring, and Mrs. Harald Romer, Mr. Harald Romer, and Mr. Klaas Welle, and Mr. Cyril Stucky, and distinguished leaders, honorable members of European Parliament. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed delighted to be with the honorable members of the European Parliament on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee year of the European Union. When I am with you, friends, I was thinking what thoughts I can share with you. India, as a democratic nation, as you are aware, has the experience of providing leadership to over 1 billion people with multi-language, multicultural, and multi-religious systems. I wish to share this experience with you, friends. European civilization has a unique place in human history. Its people were valiantly engaged in the adventure of exploring the planet Earth, resulting in the discovery of many ideas and systems. Europe has seen the birth of pioneers in science leading to technologies. Europe was the theater of conflicts of hundreds of years among and between the nations, including the 2 world wars. Now, with this backdrop and dynamics, we have established European Union with the vision of peace and prosperity for the entire region. European Union has become an example for connectivity among nations, probably with no possibility of war, leading to a lasting regional peace. Before I started out on my journey to Europe, I was thinking, why are Europe and India unique and natural partners? Do we share a common history and heritage? Possibly in future, a common destiny? This was the question. What I found was astonishing, the depth and the vitality of our connectedness by language, by culture, by ancient beliefs, ideological, and the movement of people have stood the test of time. This has matured into a very strong bondage through a sustained trade and intellectually satisfying collaboration in many areas of science and technology. For example, on 23rd April 2007, 2 days before, the Italian scientific satellite Agile was launched by Indian Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle rocket system into a very precise orbit. Scientists from India and Europe are excited, and let us congratulate them, friends. Now, India is a country which has over the years learned to evolve and maintain a unique unity among the diversity. Similarly, the greatest contribution of European Union is that you have demonstrated to the world that it is possible to build a strong union of nations without compromising the national identities. It has become an inspirational model and an example to emulate for every region in the world. The European Union and India support a social form of economic development and encourage a model of growth with equity. Both are conscious of the need for growth to respect the environment and make it sustainable for future generations. With this valuable experience of centuries behind India and European Union, we can bring together a doctrine of global cooperation built over the foundation of regional collaboration and core competencies of our nations. Friends, European Union and India radiate a message a message to the world that regional cooperation and inter-regional collaboration will lead to a win-win situation for all, so that we can have a politically and socio-economically emergent civilization. Our contribution will be judged, if we could, before the 21st century is over, make all regions transform into happy unions, leading to the emergence of world unions. In this context, I am reminded of the dream of an Indian poet, Kaniyan Pungundranar, who articulated in 3,000 years back in Tamil classic Purananur. He says, Yadum Ure Yavarum Kelir, which means, I am a world citizen. Every citizen is my own kith and kin, he said 3,000 years back. With this background, I have brought from India a message to start three important Indo-European missions, which could contribute to global peace and prosperity. These missions I am putting forth based on the India's experience and the dynamics of the European Union. The first mission, Indo-European mission, is evolution of a enlightened society. Evolution of a enlightened society for evolving a citizen with value system and leading to the prosperous and peaceful world. The second idea, leading to energy independence. Normally people talk about energy security. I am talking about the energy independence. A three-dimensional approach for energy choice towards realizing clean planet Earth. The third point is the world knowledge platform for synergizing the core competence of European Union and India in certain areas for providing solutions to critical issues like water, healthcare, and capacity building. Now, friends, towards a cohesive society, when nations join together to build a cohesive society, it is necessary to ensure that benefits of the development encompass all sections of the society. World over, poverty, illiteracy, unemployment, and deprivation are driving forward the forces of anger and violence. These forces link themselves to some earlier real or perceived historical enmities, tyrannies, injustice, inequities, ethnic issues, and religious fundamentalism flowing into an outburst of extremism worldwide. Both India and the European Union have witnessed and are witnessing the unsavory acts of certain misguided sections of the society. We have to jointly address ourselves to the root causes of such phenomena for finding lasting solution for promoting peace. How do we find that? Now, what we need is a carrier of eternal goodness and wholesomeness in human contact, which is called righteousness. As we say in India, where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is an order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. Honorable members, this is true for the whole world. When we need peace in the world, we need order in the nation. We need harmony in the home. We need, whether in Europe or India or any part of the world, the origin is righteousness in the heart, How do we evolve righteousness in the hearts of every citizen of the world? This is my area of specialization. I want to talk to you. First, I want to talk to you the evolution of an enlightened society, the first point what I said. With this spirit of righteousness in the heart, dear honorable members, I would like to put forth to this important gathering a methodology for evolving a happy, prosperous, and peaceful society of our planet, which I call it evolution of a enlightened society. I have shared these thoughts with many intellectuals in the national and international spheres. How do we create such an enlightened society which have three components? The first component, education with value system. The second component, religion transforming into a spirituality. And the third component, economic development for societal transformation. Let us discuss the first one, education with value system. We have seen that the seeds of peace in the world have their origin in the righteousness in the heart of every individual. Such a righteous citizen lead to evolution of an enlightened society. Education with the value system has to be so designed that the righteousness in the heart is developed in young minds. And that should be the mission of education. The prime learning environment is 5 to 17 years of age. This reminds me of ancient Greek teachers saying, the Greek teacher said a few thousand years back, he said, "Give me a child for 7 years. Afterwards, let God or devil take the child. They cannot change my child." Because our education so powerful, the teacher so powerful mind. This indicates the power of a great teacher and what they can inculcate in the young minds. Parents and teachers must inculcate moral leadership among children. It requires the ability to have insight into the uniqueness and universality of human consciousness. True education is the acquisition of enlightened feelings and enlightened power to understand daily events and to understand the permanent truth linking man to this environment, human and planetary. While I was in college, long ago, while I was in college, nearly 57 years, I remember the lectures given by the highest authority of a Jesuit institution, Reverend Father Rector Kalathil of St. Joseph's College, Trichinopalli, Southern India, where I studied in college. Every week on Monday, the father, Reverend Father, will take a class for an hour. He used to talk about good human beings present and the past and what makes a good human being. In this class, the Reverend Father used to give lectures on personalities such as Buddha, Lord Buddha, Confucius, Saint Augustine, Khalifa Umar, Mahatma Gandhi, Einstein, Abraham Lincoln, and moral stories linked to our civilization heritage. In the moral science class, Father Kalathil used to highlight the best aspect of how the great personalities have been evolved as a good human being through the parental care, teaching, and companionship of great books. Even though these lessons were given to me in 1950, during my college days, they inspire even today. It is essential that in the schools and colleges, lectures are given by great teachers of the institution once in a week for an hour on civilizational heritage and derived value system from every nation. This may be called a moral science class that will elevate the young minds to love the country, to love the other human beings, and elevate them to higher places. I have suggested this methodology to educationists in my country. European Union may like to consider evolving a system that would enable a student to imbibe these fundamental traits for the benefit of all. Now let me take up the area that is transforming religion into spiritual force. That's the toughest thing. Religion into a spiritual force. Many in the world believe it's a difficult mission, but I don't. I would like to share an experience that I have witnessed, which has convinced me that it's possible. That is, religion can be transformed into a spiritual force. How do you do that? Religion has two components. As you all know, religion has two components, theology and spirituality. Even though theology is unique to every religion, the spiritual component spreads the value to be inculcated by the human beings for promoting good human life and welfare of the society while pursuing the material life. I would like to share an experience how the religion and science came together in a big mission which I was witnessing. It was during the early 1960s. The founder of the Indian Space Research Organization, Professor Vikram Sarabhai, with his team, had located a place technically more suited for space research after considering many alternatives. The place called Tumba in Kerala, southern part of India, was selected for space research as it was near the magnetic equator, ideally suited for ionospheric and electrojet research in upper atmosphere. I was fortunate to work with Professor Vikram Sarabhai for about 8 years. The major challenge for Vikram Sarabhai was to get the place in specific area. As was normal, Professor Vikram Sarabhai approached the Kerala government administrators first. After seeing the profile of the land and the sea coast, and the view expressed was that thousands of fishing force lived there. The place had an ancient St. Mary church, a bishop's house, and a school. Hence, it would be very difficult to give this land, and they were willing to provide alternate area. Similarly, the political system also opined that it would be a difficult situation due to the existence of important institutions and the concern for people who had to be relocated. However, my professor very determined. However, there was a suggestion to approach the only person who would advise the help. That was Reverend Father Peter Pereira. Professor Vikram Sarabhai approached the bishop on a Saturday evening. Still, I remember the scene. I still remember the meeting between the two turned out to be a historical. Many of us witnessed the event. Reverend Father Peter Pereira exclaimed, "Oh Vikram, you are asking my children's abode," that is fishermen's abode, fishing folk abode, my abode, bishop's house, and God's abode, the church. How is it possible? Both had a unique quality that could smile even the difficult situation. Both Reverend Father and the scientists, they can smile. And the Reverend Father Peter Pereira asked Professor Vikram Sarabhai to come to church on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Professor Vikram Sarabhai went to the church again on Sunday with his team. At that time, the prayer was progressing with the recitation of a Bible by Reverend Father Peter Pereira. After the prayer was over, the bishop invited Professor Vikram Sarabhai to come to this dais. The Reverend Father introduced Professor Vikram Sarabhai to the mass. The people, like you, thousands, have assembled for prayer. "Dear children," that is, Bishop says, "Dear children, here is a scientist, Professor Vikram Sarabhai. What science do? All of us experience, including this church, the light of the electricity. I am able to talk to you through the mic, which is made possible by technology. The treatment to patient by doctors comes from the medical sciences. Science through technology enhances the comfort and the quality of human life. What do I do as a preacher?" Bishop says, "What do I do as a preacher? I pray for you people, for your well-being, for your peace. In short, what Vikram is doing, what I am doing are the same. Both science and spirituality seeks the Almighty's blessing for human prosperity in body and mind. Dear children, Professor Vikram says he would build within a year near the sea coast alternative facilities to what we are having. Now, dear children, can we give our abode? Can we give my abode? Can we give God's abode for a great scientific mission?" He asked that question. There was a total silence, a pin drop silence like what I am experiencing now. There was a total silence, a pin drop silence. Then all of them got up and said Amen, which made the whole church reverberate. That was the church where we had our design center, where we started rocket assembly, and the Bishop House was our scientist working place. Later, the Tumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station led to the establishment of a Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and the space activities transformed in multiple space centers throughout the country. Now, this church has become an important center of the learning where thousands of people learn about the dynamic history of the space program of India and the great minds of a scientist and a spiritual leader, Reverend Father Peter Pereira. Of course, Tumba Citizen got the well-equipped facilities, worshiping place, and the educational center in an alternate place at the right time. Dear members, when I think of this event, I can see how enlightened spiritual and scientific leader can converge towards giving reverence to human life. Of course, the birth of TERS, then VSSC, gave the country the capability of launch vehicle, spacecraft, space application that were accelerated so